Ladies and gentlemen, what if the silence in your life is not rejection, not delay, not punishment, but instruction? What if God didn't tell you to fight back, explain yourself, or prove anything, but simply said, focus on yourself and stay silent? Some of you have been talking too much to people who were never assigned to your future, reacting to noise that was designed to distract you, and defending a purpose that was never meant to be debated. This message will challenge everything you thought about waiting, silence, and success, because what God is building in you right now cannot survive public opinion, only private obedience. Most people are waiting for God to speak louder. But what if the instruction was never about noise at all? What if the greatest direction God ever gave you was not a public announcement, not a dramatic prophecy, not an emotional moment, but a quiet command whispered into your spirit? Focus on yourself and stay silent. That instruction sounds simple, but it is one of the most misunderstood and most resisted principles of purpose. Because we live in a world that rewards visibility, applause, explanation, and validation, silence feels like weakness. Yet in the economy of God, silence is often preparation, and focus is evidence of maturity. Addiction to applause and reconnects you to assignment. There are seasons when God will tell you to speak, and there are seasons when He will tell you to listen. Wisdom is knowing the difference. Many people talk themselves out of doors that silence would have kept open. When you stay silent, you observe patterns. You see intentions. You learn timing. Timing is everything in purpose. A word spoken at the wrong time can destroy what patience would have built. Focus on yourself also means investing in your inner life. Skills can take you far, but character keeps you there. Gifts can open doors, but discipline keeps them open. Silence gives you time to develop systems, habits, and values that can sustain success. God does not promote potential, He promotes readiness. Readiness is proven in private. Some of the greatest battles you will ever win will be battles you never announce. Growth is often quiet. Maturity does not need to be defended. When God says stay silent, He is saying trust the process. Let the work speak. Let consistency speak. Let results speak. Noise attracts attention, but substance commands respect. You must understand this. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, plans, and prayers. Privacy is not secrecy, it is stewardship. You protect what matters. You lock doors not because what's inside is weak, but because it is valuable. Focus teaches you boundaries. Silence enforces them. As you focus, you will notice resistance. Old relationships may feel uncomfortable. Familiar environments may feel restrictive. That discomfort is a signal of growth. Expansion always challenges containment. Do not explain your evolution to people committed to your old version. Silence allows transformation to complete its work without interruption. God is not hiding you to harm you. He is hiding you to develop you. When the time comes, you will speak with authority because you lived in obedience. You will move with confidence because you mastered yourself. You will stand firm because you were built in quiet places. Focus sharpens vision. Silence strengthens conviction. And purpose, once fully formed, does not need permission to manifest. When purpose reaches that level of maturity, it begins to demand stewardship. Stewardship is the management of what you did not create but were entrusted with. Your life is a trust. Your gifts are a trust. Your time is a trust. And silence becomes the language of stewardship because you no longer feel the need to advertise what you are accountable for. Immature people explain everything. Mature people execute. Focus trains you to value progress over popularity. Many people misunderstand delay as denial, but delay is often development. God rarely releases a person publicly before He refines them privately. If He exposed everything He showed you at once, the pressure would crush you. So He gives you glimpses, then sends you back into silence. That silence is not inactivity, it is incubation. Incubation requires stillness, consistency, and patience. You cannot rush what is still forming. Focus also forces you to confront distractions that masquerade as opportunities. Not every open door is your door. Not every invitation is an assignment. Some things look good but pull you away from what is right. Silence sharpens discernment. When you stop talking, you start seeing. When you stop explaining, you start. That silence is a form of faith. Faith trusts without proof. Faith works without applause. Faith continues even when there is no immediate reward. When God tells you to stay silent, He is asking you to trust Him with your reputation while you build your future. That kind of trust produces strength. Strength produces endurance. Endurance produces authority. Focus eliminates comparison. Comparison is a thief of joy and a destroyer of uniqueness. When you focus on yourself, you stop measuring your progress against someone else's path. You realize that speed is irrelevant when direction is correct. Some people arrive quickly but arrive wrong. Others take longer but arrive aligned. Purpose is not about arrival time. It is about destination accuracy. Silence also teaches you how to listen, not just to God, but to life. Life speaks through patterns, seasons, and consequences. When you slow down, you notice what works and what doesn't. You gain wisdom. Wisdom is the correct application of knowledge. Many people have information, but few have wisdom. Wisdom grows in quiet spaces. As you focus, you begin to prune. Pruning is painful but necessary. You let go of habits that no longer serve your future. You release conversations that drain your energy. You detach from environments that limit your growth. Pruning creates space for expansion. Silence makes pruning easier because you are no longer negotiating your obedience with opinions. There is also a shift that happens internally. You stop seeking validation and start pursuing excellence. Excellence is doing your best even when no one is watching. Focus builds excellence. Silence protects it. Excellence attracts favor and favor. Understand that your life is not a performance, it is an assignment. And assignments are fulfilled, not announced. You move with intention. You speak with precision. You act with confidence rooted in preparation. The message is not about withdrawing from the world. It is about mastering yourself within it. Focus is self-government. Silence is self-control. Together they produce self-mastery. And self-mastery is the foundation of any life that leaves a lasting impact. Self-mastery introduces you to a deeper law of life, the law of internal government. When you govern yourself, you reduce the need for external control. Most people struggle not because they lack opportunity, but because they lack order. Focus brings order to your priorities. Silence brings order to your thoughts. And order creates stability. Stability is what God looks for before He entrusts influence. Influence without stability becomes destruction. When you are focused, you stop leaking energy. Energy leakage happens through unnecessary conversations, emotional reactions, and scattered commitments. Silence plugs those leaks. You begin to conserve strength. Strength is not how loud you are, it is how consistent you remain. Consistency is proof that you are disciplined. Discipline is the ability to delay pleasure for purpose. Focus trains discipline. Silence reinforces it. There is a reason why storms are loud, but mountains are quiet. Noise does not indicate power, permanence does. Focus turns you into a mountain. Silence roots you deeply. You stop being moved by trends, opinions, and emotional climates. You become anchored. Anchored people do not panic in pressure. They do not rush decisions. They do know also teaches endurance. Endurance is the ability to continue without immediate reward. Silence makes endurance possible because you are no longer dependent on external affirmation. Your motivation becomes internal. Internal motivation outlasts circumstances. It keeps you steady when results are slow. You start valuing depth over speed. Depth produces roots. Roots produce stability. Stability produces longevity. Many people sprint into burnout because they never learn to be still. Silence teaches you how to pace yourself. Focus teaches you how to finish. As your inner life becomes stronger, your outer life becomes clearer. Decisions become simpler. Boundaries become firmer. Distractions become obvious. You stop negotiating with things that cost you peace. Peace becomes your compass. Peace does not mean absence of challenge, it means presence of alignment. Focus aligns you with principles. Principles do not change with trends. They are timeless laws. Silence allows you to study them, apply them, and live by them. When you live by principles, results follow naturally. You no longer chase success, you attract it through order. There is also a spiritual authority that comes from silence. Authority is not volume, it is legitimacy. Legitimacy comes from obedience. When you obey privately, you gain authority publicly. Focus keeps you obedient. Silence keeps you surrendered. You realize that your greatest competition is not other people, it is the old version of yourself. Focus puts your energy where it matters. Silence removes unnecessary comparisons. Growth becomes personal. Progress becomes internal. Over time, you begin to trust the process. Trust is built through